My name is Johnathan. I was born in Gilboa, Israel. I was the oldest son of King Saul of Israel, first in line to become the next king. I grew up in the palace, and I trusted God. David and his men were in the wilderness. Both I and David were young men who dared great things against the enemies of God's people, perhaps. That's why when David stood before Saul with Goliath's head in his hand, the heart of David and I were knit together in instant friendship. I came to David's camp. We made a pact that when David became king, I would be his second in command. But before that, I had to let David know about my father's plot to kill him. I worked out a secret code to safely deliver an important message about whether David was in danger from King Saul. David hid in the field, and because I knew my father wanted to kill David, I shot an arrow and told his servant it was farther away after the servant left. David and Johnathan had an emotional goodbye and never saw each other again. I knew that David was going to be king. That's why we agreed above in this story for me to be his second in command. I was loyal to David, even though he was going to take my place as king. I fought heroically in battle. I bravely led 1,000 troops against the Philistine garrison. It was a heroic act, but it caused a war that my father wasn't ready for. After my death, David kept his promise to him. He brought Jonathan's son Mephibosheth, who was paralyzed, into the palace to live, and granted him the inheritance of his father.